Taste Life Nutrition. I thought I would talk a little bit today about learning. I know it sounds boring, and so probably for some people it is, and I know for me it used to be. I was not one of those avid learners as a kid. Sort of, you know, went along to get along. Was not a great student, and then realized over time how much well, let me take that back. I've always been a science nerd. That's what I loved, was digging into the science, and from the time I was a little bitty kid I wanted to be a vet, so that has never changed. But the want and the will to learn is what has changed, and how much I enjoy it, how much I love it. I just got back from a conference, and we had just days of mind-blowing information that is just one of my favorite things. And it's really fun to have your mind blown, I think, in good ways, obviously. So the thing that I really want to talk about is I love having these aha moments. And these aha moments, they happen periodically, and a lot of times they help you to grow, or they help you see things more clearly, or see things in a very different way. And so I've had a few through life, and the ones that really stick to me that are relevant to our conversation today are the ones where I realized I'm supposed to be a nutritionist. I was like, whoa, this is so cool. I always wanted to be a well, didn't always, but for a long time I wanted to be a nutritionist. I studied it for years prior to going to nutrition school. And so that was a really cool aha moment, going, okay, I'm going to do this. And then, the next one was the realization that food's not just food. Food, we have these really different relationships with food. And what I like to do is really get back to basics and take away the relationship, and whether you like food, or food likes you or doesn't like you, or whatever the case may be, and get it back to basics, and the understanding that food is a language, and it communicates with our bodies and with our cells and with our DNA. And good healthy food is fuel, and good communication our body understands. And if we're eating unhealthy food full of toxins and preservatives and chemicals and those things, or it's just maybe not food at all, then the body becomes confused, and that creates inflammation. And if you heard me talk, you've heard me say it a million times, but this was that really amazing moment for me, where I was like, oh, this is a really cool understanding of food and the gift that food is. And then epigenetics. Love is so hard for me to grasp, and I'm not an expert at it, but I love it so much. The biggest reason why I love it so much is because it gives us the power. For so long we believed that our genetics was who we are. Our genetics was our, we didn't have any choice in it. And, if our family had cardiovascular disease, well, so am I, or diabetes, so am I, or autoimmune disease, so am I. And I still hear that a lot. Actually, I hear it all the time. It must be genetic, or, my family had it, so I am going to have it too. And it's just not the case. We have the power to not allow those genes to express in large part. And I just think that it's a really beautiful, empowering, amazing thing about life, is just because it runs in the family doesn't mean that it's something that you have to deal with. It also puts on us a lot of accountability. And this is great, but it's also hard to have that accountability of what I put in my mouth, what I put in my skin, what I put in my environment. All of these things are things that we can control. And so that holds us accountable, but it also gives us power. And that's really what I want for people, is for them to be empowered with knowledge and information, and knowing what it is that they have so much control over their future outcomes. Also, we have so much control over the generations to come. And that's, when I started really putting all of this together, and realizing that my place in this world was to show people and help to empower people to understand that when they are thinking of, or maybe going through the process of getting pregnant, thinking about getting pregnant, even if it's years down the road, that the understanding that the health of your body now right now, if you were to get pregnant right now, has an impact on 7 generations to come. So when it comes to taking all of these things that I was just talking about, because this is what gets me super excited. I mean, I really do get chills when I think about it, because these are the things that have, it's like, these little, God moments, these God winks, where he's like, okay, this is your next step, and this is your next step, and this is your next step. And it's really pretty cool to think that now all of these things that I've been learning and understanding and putting together is now something that I can help to teach, and actually, I believe, will have an impact on our future, because people who are wanting to create their families, having an understanding that they can impact their children, their great grandchildren, their great great grandchildren, and however many greats is 7 generations ahead. It's phenomenal, it's fascinating, it's empowering, it's beautiful, and it's awesome. I mean, it's truly, we use awesome a lot, but I think that it is truly awesome. And I love that we have that power, that God-given power to create health, to create healthy families. And the right now, it's, I want to create a healthy pregnancy. I want to create a healthy baby. I want to create a healthy adult. And I want all of these to be successful. And this preconception planning it helps with all of that. It decreases the negative effects of that pregnancy can have. It decreases some of the negative outcomes that we can have during birth and beyond. And we want to set ourselves up, we want to set our babies up, we want to set our families up for success. And that's what preconception planning does. And it's just, again, I know I get a little excited, I'm probably talking really too fast, but it literally is this my own realization that all of these things that I love are coming together, and that we all have the ability as individuals. And it's huge. This isn't like, I'm going to take out gluten and see what happens, it's these tiny little things. This is a big, big deal, knowing that your health has an effect on 7 generations ahead. Mind-blowing, right? So, I just wanted to throw that out there. I get really excited when I talk about it. This is sort of a new direction for me, and it's kind of cool stuff. So, Soulful Conception is a workshop that I'm doing. Soulful Conception is also, well, Intro to Soulful Conception is the workshop, and then we have Soulful Conception, the group program that I'm putting together. And I hope if you have questions about it, you'll ask about it. You'll see it around on Facebook and Eventbrite and that kind of thing. I'm still kind of working out all the details, but I really just, my goal is just to start talking about it. My goal is to start getting out, that preconception planning is so important, and it's really fun too. I mean, it's huge. So I hope you all will join me for another video, or whatever. If you have questions, reach out. I'm here. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. I love to serve and to give you any good information that I can. So I will see you on the next video. Bye.